It's Dallas Cowboys mailbag time. All the questions coming in from our live audience here on the Dallas Cowboys Report. So make sure that you guys are subscribed for free daily videos. All right, getting caught up on some previous super chats from last week. How do we get under the cap? If we keep restructuring, we'll be overpaying players in decline. Safety, guard, center, OTs, D, TD, side, tight end, defense end. It is restructuring players. Now, you can cut guys like Tank Lawrence, Amari Cooper if you want, but the cap goes up. I would rather have more money now and pay those guys later when the salary cap is higher. So I want to be aggressive. I will restructure guys and then deal with the ramifications, which aren't normally that bad in the long run. There was a $50 one from David Cox. Let's get this Q&A popping right to the Jack Daniels. David did not have a question, but we appreciate his $50 super. Bottoms up. By the way, I will drink for any and all supers on today's show. But first, the shot. From Brandon. Woo. Nice and strong. That's cold in here, too. All right, I need to re-sign Schultz, Kerr, Cedric Wilson, franchise tag Gregory, re-sign Gallup unless the price gets too high, cut D-Law and Cooper. I don't want to cut DeMarcus Lawrence and Amari Cooper because in general, I don't want to make my team worse. And I think that you're not a better football team, even with the money saved by cutting Tank Lawrence and Amari Cooper. We spent plenty of time on Cooper. Let's spend some time here on DeMarcus Lawrence. Namely, what would you do with Tank Lawrence? Type in C for you would cut him. You want to move on. Eat some dead money, save some, and, maybe pay Randy Gregory with it instead. Or type in K for keep. Omega S just got here. This, again, was from last week. I'd like to hear your opinion about the Cowboys and Sean as the head coach. I'm a Packer fan. Was hoping to see Packers versus Cowboys NFC Championship game maybe next year. I would like that. Not so sold on Green Bay unless Aaron Rodgers is there. I don't think Sean Payton's coming this year. I think that ship never was really an option. I don't believe. Next year, though, I know how we are as fans. Every Cowboys loss, hire Sean Payton. I know it's going to happen, and I'm okay with it. Now, as it relates to the current head coach, whose seat is very much hot entering this upcoming year, what is your confidence level in Mike McCarthy? Scale it for me 1 to 100. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. I owe several beer cheers. So first up, Robert Griffin. Will Mike McCarthy be more involved in play calling? Maybe. Jane said maybe on our Rumors show on Tuesday, or Rumors and News show. I want him to be involved, at least in the process, because I think you had a young offensive coordinator who was clearly struggling. It's up to your veterans like Mike McCarthy to help him right the ship and go win games. From Lord Nova 85, switch to the West Coast offense. I don't have anything against the West Coast. That's what Mike McCarthy's pretty built on in the back end. I would say this, which I think is maybe what we're getting at here. What was the Cowboys' offensive identity? And what was the thing that they could lean on when they needed to, or lean on throughout the season? The Shanahan-McVays have that outside zone offense. The Bengals, for example, they love to go empty, and Joe Burrow does a great job in empty sets. The Cowboys could lean on what? They didn't really have that. They didn't have the go-to play even. Don't you say that clock management BS in my ear, Jeremy. The Niners, get the ball to Deebo Samuel, get the ball to George Kittle. Cowboys offense should have been get the ball to CeeDee Lamb, and in your most important game, he was barely involved. I think that's a coaching failure in the end. I think the philosophy's got to get figured out. My burner account, Tom, do you see Jerry Jones winning another Super Bowl in his life? I hope so. Because I don't want to wait another 5, 10, however many long years to not have a title. That's just not going to be fun for us as fans. So I will speak it into existence that, yes, Jerry will win a Super Bowl in his life. Ian, who is the top free agent corner this year? Honorable mentions and Cowboys suitors. I don't think they're going to be involved in the cornerback market. Certainly not at the high-end guys of like a Stephon Gilmore, a J.C. Jackson, because you have Trayvon Diggs, you drafted Kelvin Joseph and Deshaun Wright, top 100. you, at least for now, have Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown under contract. I don't see them throwing big money at the cornerback position because, frankly, I don't think it's that big of a need for Dallas. Now, if you want to bet on the NFL, the Super Bowl, NBA, if you watch that, college basketball, which, I care about that come March, head over to BetUS, chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Cowboys125 to get yourself a 125% deposit bonus. The Rams are a 4-point favorite in this year's Super Bowl. The over-under set at 49. I'm cheering for the Bengals because my family's full of Bengals fans. They're my number 2, and it'd be fun for the Bengals to win a Super Bowl. And don't you feel a little bit better if the Bengals win? Well, then surely the Cowboys can do it as well. Double J2288. If Kellen leaves to Miami, does it get us better? It's a great question, and I don't know. There is a chance that it gets better, whether it's Mike McCarthy, Doug Nussmeier, whoever is in charge of the play calling. There's also a real chance it gets worse. Now, the Cowboys' offense underachieved down the stretch last year, which is also a testament to our expectations for the offense, because they were the number 1 scoring offense last year, but they were not the number 1 consistent offense. So it could be better. It could get worse, and God forbid if Kellen Moore goes to Miami and starts running all the creative plays again and is using all this pre-snap motion and outside zone runs, I will be a broken man, because that means the decision to not run that stuff is coming from the top of the organization, and that means it's not going to get fixed. From Sith Stealth, does Jabril Cox start this year? Got a real chance for it. I was disappointed he got hurt because I thought he was going to get some playing time later on in the year. Got to see how he comes back from the injury, but a lot of us liked him coming out of LSU. I think you can have him as a starting option. Still think you want to look at more linebacker help just in case, A, he's not, and or if you want to put Parsons more at edge. World War Parsons, how do we feel about letting Awuzie walk in the Super Bowl? He's played well this year. Anthony Brown played well for you too. Let me put it this way. You guys would have been pissed if you gave Awuzie the contract that the Bengals did. Y'all would have been mad. I'm happy for Cheeto to be in the Super Bowl. I think a new destination has worked really, really well for him. I'll say this too. Had you had Cheeto under Dan Quinn, I think he would have played really well for you this year. So it is what it is. Nobody wanted to keep him, though. Almost nobody wanted to keep him on this channel. So everyone watching. So I'm not angry at it. I'm happy for him in the end. If you guys want more Cowboys videos, hit that big red button and subscribe. Free videos every single day. If you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe. Ecuador Man AOG, free agent guard or draft? Cheers. I'm looking at the draft in particular. 2 names I think make a lot of sense for you at the guard position. Number 1 is looking at Kenyon Green out of Texas A&M. Number 2, I believe, is Zion Johnson out of Boston College. I think you would have to take one of those guys probably in round 1. Pick 24, I'd be okay with that selection, especially Kenyon Green. Johnny Lopez, say we get to Super Bowl next year and lose. What happens to McCarthy then? I think the only way in which you don't retain McCarthy is if he retires. Now, it could be an actual retirement or all right, Mike, get out of here. We're going to let you go off into the sunset type of deal. I don't think you could fire the Super Bowl losing coach. That's I think, pretty unrealistic in the end. From Jared Dixon, can Dallas sign a big name like Von Miller? Can they? Yes. Will there be rumors about a Dallas kid like Von Miller at a position of potential need? Yes. Will they? Catboy says no. The Cowboys can do whatever they want to in free agency. It's a matter of desire. If Von Miller says, hey, I want to play for $10 million a year, Dallas could make that work, no problem. But they might want to pay Randy Gregory instead. They might not want to commit that level of money to an aging player. It's the same conversation as the J.J. Watt stuff. They could have paid J.J. Watt. They weren't going to at the cost, but they could have. They could have made it work from a salary cap perspective. So with that in mind, Name a player who you want to sign in free agency. Just remember, Catboy Stephen Jones doesn't want to spend big. It's not what he's a fan of. So let me know in the comments. That's my response to signing Earl Thomas. Cannot believe we're still there. I appreciate the joke, though, Gabe. The answer's no. Dustin, will the Cowboys move up in the NFL draft? Probably not. It's early, and I'm behind because, baby and stuff. My eval of this draft class is it is not super top-heavy. Like, your top guys last year aren't there where you really wanted to be in the top 10 or so to secure one of those top guys, and ended up being Micah Parsons was the best of any of them. And then they kind of got a little bit lesser depth-wise. I think like picks 17 to 45, somewhere in that range, I think that those prospects aren't that different. I think picking at number 24, there's going to be a good value pick for you on the board. So I don't think they move up. Vince, are the Cowboys $20 million over the cap without re-signing anybody? Yeah, technically, but they can make all of that disappear in 2 moves. Like, they could restructure Amari Cooper, Dak Prescott today, or Dak Prescott and 15 other guys, and have a good $30-40 million of cap space to play with. So, yes, they are over. It doesn't mean that much right now. They will restructure players and get under that with ease. Clayton Huckabee, who are the top guys to watch at the Senior Bowl? That is, of course, going on this week/weekend. I did not go this year because I want to do a live show for you guys. Instead, I will keep it short and brief. Some names to watch out for at potential areas of need. Zion Johnson is probably your top interior offensive lineman there. There's no Tyler Linderbaum. Lecitus Smith out of Virginia Tech could be a good round 2 pick. Johnson in round 1. I think the Cowboys are going to look heavily at tight ends. Good class. Trey McBride, the number 1 guy there. I include Tariq Woolen out of UTSA, Meep, because he has 33.5-inch arms. Dan Quinn's going to love this kid. That's why I put him on there. And then I'll also mention Kirby Joseph out of Illinois. I have renewed hope, perhaps foolish hope, that the Cowboys will invest in a safety in the top 100 picks this year. Now, who do you guys want to draft this year? I love Tyler Linderbaum. Don't know if he's going to fall to you in the end. So let me know in the comments. X2 Pro Skills, a great question here. How much do you think Jaron Kearse will get paid? Teams saw him be able to do the thing that they covet, and that is being great in run support while being able to hold up in coverage against tight ends. Because of that, I could see him getting $7-8 million per year. Cowboys don't pay teams that much, so it's decision time. From Alfredo Rodriguez, if Rodgers and Adams leave Green Bay, what do you think about trading for Jaire Alexander? This falls under the Packers are blowing it all up, so let's go get a big-time player. They can have the first right now for Jaire Alexander. I think he is one of the best young corners in the NFL. I would love to do that. I don't think the Packers are going to be that inclined to trade away a key young piece in the event that Jaire Alexander is on the block.